interesting day for the markets because we're heading into the long weekend, not in a measured manner, but even if it was not a trending day, we ended well. Now, this is what the indices did today. Save for the bank Nifty sulking, it was overall a good day. The Nifty 50 ending 0.4% higher, 94 points. The Sensex about 241 points. And possibly the principal reason for this was the performance of the Nifty IT. Led by Wipro and HCL Tech, Nifty IT put up a really strong show, 2.27% higher, 791 points. And you can see this, that while it started off okay, Nifty IT had a fabulous move and ended up almost near the day's high. So actually that was a really good show for Nifty IT. It almost made me swirl around, just the kind of move that Nifty IT had. Now, the broader end of the spectrum was the other thing where the story was very positive. So look at this. The mid-cap index was up about 0.8%, and the small caps about 1%, and the market breadth, which at a point of time threatened to break even, eventually ended the day very well, and not at the highest point of the day, but certainly the advanced decline ratio looked very positive. Let's get the heat map up on the screen and show you what is moving and what not. So this is symptomatic of what happened at the broader end of the spectrum as well, by the way. The gainers outnumbered the losers, and even on the Nifty, you can see that about 12 stocks in the red to 38 stocks in the green, led by Wipro, 6.5%. Lot of rumors around what could the possible reason be. Don't want to dwell into that. Maybe some hirings, maybe something else, but certainly something afoot, which is why 6.5% for Wipro. HCL Tech about 2.5% giving it company, and there was some strength in Infosys as well, the big boy, 1.6% higher, and that puts some weightage on Nifty IT as well as the Nifty. Aside of IT, I think autos had a good day. Bajaj Auto 2.37%, Tata Motors and Hero Moto 2 had a strong outing, and Maruti giving them company about 2%. So it was all about IT and auto. Never mind the fact that banks sulked in trade. So while Grasim was the top loser, the principal culprits today, HDFC Bank, SBI, Bajaj Finance and ICICI Bank. So look at this whole block of banks which led the bank Nifty and eventually put a little bit of pressure on the Nifty as well. The broader of the spectrum, though, as I said, did really well. Look at the gainers for the Nifty 500 maybe. So these are individual movers. Of course, Piramal Pharma on the back of that ICICI Securities note was up 9%. There was strength in JB Chemicals as well today. And GAIL, 7.5%. Haven't been able to quite figure out, while JB Chem had news, GAIL, I don't quite know why, but the stock was very active today. Wipro, of course, as we said, had some specific news, but Keystone Real Estate about 7% higher. There was strength in Castrol today, up about 7% as well. So good showing for these stocks as well. And while there were some losers, like Polycab, which went down about 4.5% today, talk of some, not really an action, but a lot of rumor mills surrounding Polycab today. So that was down about 4.5%. IIFL Finance had a large block deal. Apparently, Fairfax has exited, but the stock did not end at the day's low. When the deal happened, it was about 558 or 555 thereabouts, ended at about 571, so good going there. And Varun Beverages too, sulked about 4%. And when a stock moves up 10%, the market cap goes up an astonishing 15,000 crores on the back of one acquisition of 1,200 crores. You have to admit that it kind of seems a bit off, and now this seems to be a more rational move for Varun Beverages. Remember, it's not a cheap stock, it is an expensive stock as well. So these were some losers of the Nifty 500. And lastly, some stocks which are in news today, LIC getting that extension for the minimum public shareholding norms, and that stock ended about 3.5%. And while it didn't end the high point of the day, it did not end, but still did well. So about 4% higher or thereabouts for LIC, 3.6 to be precise. And like I said, GAIL and Wipro were the others. GAIL about 7.5%. Again, the stock didn't start off well, but ended nearly at the high point of the day, and a lot of buy calls came in the last 1 hour of trade for GAIL. And lastly, as I said, Wipro, 6.5%. Again, ending at the high point of the day. It'll be interesting to see if Wipro has some developments and if the stock can actually carry forth this momentum come Tuesday morning. So all in all, a good day of trade. Volumes also okay. Breadth reasonably fine. And participation from a lot of large caps, even if banks were down about 1%. Thanks for tuning in.